Good afternoon and welcome to Locally Hated Podcast. This is a news lady coming at you with, I have three guests with me today. I got Brandon Lyons, Cherish Lyons, and my other half, Galen Johnson. How are y'all today?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Everybody's good? Yeah, y'all all had a good, we had a crazy week. So it started Monday.
Mine and Cherish started 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Thank y'all for being here. So I started off Monday. So actually it started off last Friday. The sheriff texted me about coming to a press conference, even though I don't do news anymore. And I got to be honest with you, when he told me that the U.S. attorneys were coming and all the feds and all that, I had started to believe that it was a setup, that I had done something wrong with the taxes and I was being arrested.
She literally said that.
I did. I was
She looked at me, she goes, have I done anything against the law? I said, no.
I was like, have I committed a federal
They're not going to
crime?
arrest you.
That I wasn't aware of.
Just for the record, if something like that happens, they usually come see you.
Yeah, well, I thought they're going to ambush me in front of all these media presence. And
Oh, my God.
It's over with for me. So I sent Micah ahead of me to scout it out.
Casualty of war.
It's all about you.
So as soon as he was like, hey, it's got something to do with drugs, I was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely not me. I've never done those, so I'm good. So anyway, we go up there, and there's a lot of people there. And I want to be like, it was nerve-wracking, but it was cool at the same time. So there's like the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office. I'm going to leave some people out, I know. The DEA, the ATF, the State Trooper's Office. There was like 4 different sheriffs there. It was a lot of police. I don't think I've ever done anything more than a minor traffic infraction, and I was nervous. So it was like, there was district attorneys there. I mean, I'm telling you, it was a lot of people.
There was U.S. attorneys there.
There was U.S. attorneys there. So they start giving us like a press brief, right? And they're talking, and then the first guy talks, and he gets his stuff out of the way, and then the next guy gets up and talks, and he starts talking, and I get that we've arrested 11 people on 12 charges for drugs. I've got that concept of it. But then they say something about the Gulf Cartel, and I was like, what?
She literally sent me a text that said, it's about drugs, I'm good.
Well, and then to find out that all these people are working with the Gulf Cartel in little bitty Vernon Parish, and it's like, what? I'm sorry, what? You know, and then I make my little news article and I post it, and I got people blowing me up. Like, and of course there was 2 guys on the list that had street names, and I put their street names on my press release.
I saw that.
And everybody was like, did you have to put that on there? I was like, yeah. Listen, if you've been on the street long enough to get a street name, I feel like you got to put some respect on that.
What were the street names?
Dog Pound, and I can't remember the other one.
Nook or something like that.
It was Nook. So, like, just for the record, if I ever get arrested, please make sure they put Jessica, a.k.a. the news lady, Herring.
Absolutely.
I want my street name on there. But I really was shocked that they were collaborating with the cartel. I did not think that was a thing here. You think that stuff doesn't happen in your little bitty community, and it quite frankly is. And that was really shocking. So that was a really crazy Monday. And then Wednesday rolled around and qualifying started.
Things just kind of spiraled.
Yeah, qualifying started for all of the local offices and some of the congressional offices. And that was a nerve-wracking 3 days. Are you glad it's over?
I am glad it's over.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Are you glad it's over?
Yeah, I chewed all my fingers down to the nubs.
She texted me like it was about 15 minutes before qualifying ended. She said, I'm going to puke. I said, heck, it's over with now.
I'm gonna puke.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
And by the way, congratulations.
Congratulations are in order.
Thank you very much.
Went into District 4 unopposed.
I did go in unopposed. I don't know if that's an omen or if
Time will tell.
But for everybody that's local in City of Leesville, the elections, you cannot vote on the City of Leesville elections if you don't live in the city. But there are elections coming up on May 16th. I think that's also the open primaries for the Speaker of the House and our senator elections. So all of that's going on May the 16th. So
we're all very proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And if you think your vote doesn't count, I'm not going to say it doesn't count for national elections, but it does count heavily in these local elections. Shout out to my girl, Jamie Mitchell Wright, because she literally lost an election once by 2 votes. 2 votes. So it matters. Every single
I would think
vote.
the local elections matter.
To me, they do.
More.
To me, they matter more.
Yeah.
So, just
Do they
get
have
out.
time to get registered?
They do. They have plenty of time to get registered. I think the cutoff date for registration is going to be probably, it's usually like a week or two before the election. They'll have a cutoff date for elections or for registration. You can register anytime. There's just going to be a cutoff to when you can vote in that election.
Yeah.
And you can register online, GEAUXvote.com, govote.com.
Yeah, rock the vote.
Yeah, I don't think we say rock the vote anymore. I don't think we do that. So that kind of rounds up.
He's bringing it back.
I don't blame him. That would be great. So that rounds up the kind of week that was going on this week. And then, of course, we had some shift changes or some content changes. I had to come up with something on the fly for today's episode after some personnel changes. So this is going to be
Personnel changes would be you and I, Cherish.
it was. Thank y'all for picking up an extra shift.
What's new?
The team,
Yeah, no
the
doubt.
team
Work today?
really appreciates it.
Did you work today?
No.
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 The team really appreciates y'all. You don't know how much. So before I go any further, and we get on today's kind of controversial subject,
Whatever.
I have to give a shout out to the IT Lord, Cutting Edge Services for the studio. I want everybody to remember, because I have gotten some phone calls about it. The studio is for rent. If you want to do commercials, political commercials, whatever the case may be. I think Greg even discussed with me at some point, he would be interested in doing a political debate, like with some of the candidates that are up for that. So if you're up for that, you can contact myself or Greg. But pretty much anything you
I
need.
think that would be great, because we've got
do too.
no platform here for anything like that.
Yeah, I know DeRitter is doing it, because of course they got a mayor's debate going on as well down, or they have their races going on. So if you want to record your commercials in the studio, if you need computer help, if you need anything electronically, technologically, really anything that you need, CNC printing, 3D printing, I think the sky is the limit with Greg. So hit him up at 337-208-0944, or you can email him at glord@cutting-edge-services.com.
I know that the mayor's race in DeRitter is going to be interesting, but the one that we were watching was the at-large.
Okay, yeah, you thought ours was bad. So in DeRitter,
They say they like 5 people in
six.
that. Is it 6 now?
Six people qualified for 2 seats.
Yeah, that's
So
going to be interesting.
That's going to be, I think they need their own debate in that one. And I really do think that people need a platform in which to discuss what they want to do, or what their platforms are. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to cut a commercial with Greg will produce it and everything. And if you need somebody to come out and ask you questions while you're cutting your commercial, just tell Greg, and I'll come do that for you free of charge.
It's pretty amazing. We got this availability here in Leesville.
It is. And I need to be clear, my services would be free of charge, not Greg's. So Greg is for profit. So I'll offer questions to you, and we can cut a commercial for you or whatever, but I'm not going to charge for that, but Greg will. So, and he'll edit your video down, and you can post it on Facebook as many times as you want. And Greg, you can chime in here real quick. How much is it per hour that includes your production?
Not to put you on the spot or anything, Greg.
Yeah, it was a little bit on the spot. I don't think he was
I
ready.
apologize.
We could quote going. I haven't developed a firm price yet, but it'll probably depend on what we're producing.
Okay.
Versus live streaming, because that is another capability that we can do. Is we can, if we wanted to right now, we could live stream this directly to any platform. So not just recording, but if you want to live stream stuff,
Yeah,
we can do all that.
absolutely.
Thank you, Greg.
So he'll work with you a quote. That means it's negotiable. So OBO, we'll just
So
go
do
with
you
it.
not want to list down the names of what went on in Leesville?
Oh, let me see if I can remember that. So I'm not going to remember the big offices. I apologize in advance. But for the mayor's race,
We don't want to remember those.
yeah. For the mayor's race, it's going to be Mr. Jim Shapkoff, which was the former mayor of Leesville for multiple years. Miss LaFonda Stelly, Mr. Lewis Hopkins, and Mr. Andre Sandusky. All four I think Mr. Sandusky is no party. The other 3 will be Democrat. So there's no Republican.
I think Hopkins is the no party. Everybody else
Oh
is
yeah, that's
Democrat.
right. Hopkins is the no party.
I thought District 3 was the interesting one.
District 1 is unopposed. So Chris Robertson, same as I, went in unopposed. So he will be your next District 1 city council person. And then District 2 will be Willa Mae Kennedy, who is the incumbent, Martina Taylor, Fred Carter, and Dexter Manijo is the last name for those. That's those 4 candidates.
Miss Kennedy's got a run on her hands.
She does.
She does.
Then District 3 is going to be Nicole Ybarra, who is the seating incumbent. Then you're going to have a young lady named Amber Ajax Jackson.
That's right.
We know her family. And then you're going to have Mr. Will Anderson, who is also a Leesville. All these people are Leesville natives. So then in District 4, I went in unopposed. And the at-large, where there are to be 2 elected, is Mr. Edwin Coink, who was in the school system, Mr. Philip Hunt, who was with me last week, and then he's the incumbent as well, the only incumbent on the at-large ballot. I believe
Rodney
Wells, yes, and Hamp Smith. All 4 of those are running for 2
Yeah, he went
seats.
in the last moment because
like 2 minutes to go.
yeah, he was close.
We were like, oh, okay, it's done. And then boom, Hamp Smith popped up. So he literally went in last minute.
Yeah. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, and DeRitter's got a big roster on their hands.
Yeah.
Because the only ones we could see were the at-large. So because believe it or not, there's like 26 people in Vernon Parish that are registered to vote in DeRitter. So they get to vote for at-large and mayor. They don't get to vote for any of the districts, but except for Keith Hooper, who is their direct city council person, District 5. I think he went in unopposed.
He
So
did.
that's my guy that does like 10 passes a week or a month at the King of the Block race.
Yeah.
So he's a cool guy. I like him. Congratulations. If you did go in unopposed, congratulations to you. So now to the nitty gritty.
Oh, whatever.
Are you ready?
And here we go.
Okay, so we've reached a point in society where everything is cancelable. Okay, everybody, that's this new thing. It's a cancel culture, however you want to call it. I'm not a big fan of that. I think people forget that people are humans and we do stupid things. Nobody's perfect. I think people hold people to a higher standard than they hold themselves. And specifically if they're looked at, not even political figures, celebrities, it's like, oh, Morgan Wallen threw a chair off the bar. Yeah, he's at a bar. He's probably drunk. Like, how many proud moments have you had?
Why are you surprised?
Why are you surprised? Okay, be honest. Like, you've had a cancelable moment. I think we all have.
Everybody is.
I don't think anybody in this room has not had a moment that would get them canceled. Or the difference is, I think, is if you don't look back at that moment 10 years later and cringe, you haven't grown. So at the time you might feel, because I got plenty of those. I got a closet full of them. But I think the difference is that he's going to make a note. I'm going to ask about that later. But I think that's anything. Okay, for instance. And this is there anything during, and I think all of us can answer this question, during a divorce that you did that you cringe about now? And it was probably justified at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Does the actual marriage count?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
okay.
talking about like,
I'm asking for a friend.
obviously those kinds of things get ugly, right?
Right.
So you've done something to that person, that was once a part of your life, and possibly the parent of your children. And you've done something that's like, man, that wasn't my finest moment. Was it justified at the time? Probably. Is it probably still justified? Yes. Should I have behaved that way? No.
No.
I stand behind everything I
At the time,
No
don't give a
regrets.
was
shit.
very right.
Galen said, I'm 10 toes down on my
Yeah, I'm
toxic
good.
behavior.
I'm good.
No regrets.
So basically, what I got Galen here because he gives a different perspective from a boomer perspective. Even though he's Gen X, he's close to the boomer perspective. And I think Brandon, we know Brandon's an elder millennial. I'm an elder millennial, and then you're on the younger side of the millennials. So I think it gives a good perspective on new age things.
I don't really like how you put the elder part on there.
I said I was an elder
Well, I
millennial.
don't care. You also said I was.
Well,
So
Get over it.
Okay.
You're being too soft.
How old is he?
I'm offended.
Puffing up already.
Shut up before we cancel you.
Turn off his mic.
So I think now I do think as a younger generation and the generation behind us, I do think that there are things that we are healing from. But I think in some instances, we've gone a little too far. So, and I don't want to hear anything about participation trophies. So don't say it because your generation started that. Okay.
My generation did start that.
They did. Okay. So you can't bring that up unless you're willing to accept responsibility for handing out the participation
He just
trophy.
said. He just said.
I don't agree with the participation trophies. When I was a baseball coach, there's plenty of things you can put on something like I give out trophies to all my boys at the end of the year, but it was most improved outfielder, most improved infielder.
It wasn't-
You can always come up with something that's independent of saying, here, thanks for being here.
You were here. Good job. Yeah.
Right.
You know,
So-
it's like I told you about Bo Bacon. That was Justin's friend. He got the coach's award, and he said coach's award because he was little. He didn't know what it was, and he said, "What is?" And I whispered to him, I said, "Because you were a pain in my ass." So you get the coach's award. And to this day, he's brought me that trophy into the shop, and he remembers that to this day.
Yeah.
So it's you got to single it out.
Yeah.
You can't just go here. You know.
Thanks for being here. Okay. I
Glad
agree.
you showed
Well,
up.
then they have no incentive to do any better because they know they're going to get rewarded no matter what the outcome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I get where some people are coming from, but here's the thing, and this is coming from somebody who had a child that was possibly not fit for baseball. You have to learn when your child is not excelling at a sport and stop forcing them to do it, because some children are not made for sports. You know, you have to say, hey, what are you interested in? You know, like, what would you like to do? And if it's playing with, you know, Legos, let them be the best Lego player that they could be. Like, let them be the best Lego builder they can be. It doesn't have to be baseball. It doesn't have to be football. You know, and I think that's what everybody's not made to play sports. If we were, the NFL and the NHL and the NBA, all those things would be much larger than they are. Right. You know, that's why it's like a 0.1% chance of you making it, or, you know, whatever it is, into the big leagues. So not everybody's made for that. Do I think that everybody should learn the fundamentals of being on a team and participate at least once? Yes.
But you also have to learn disappointment.
Yes. You have to learn disappointment.
You know, back when I was playing baseball, when we won, everybody loaded up in the back of the truck. We went to and got ice cream. But the losers that day did not go.
Right.
Nowadays, everybody would go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they have to learn disappointment.
Yeah.
And we lost, and this is why.
You know what I hated the most when I was playing ball when I was younger, when you lost and you had to go high five, good game, good game, good game, good game. I hated that so much because I was like, no, I hate this. I hate
That's
that.
because you're competitive.
Don't touch me. Don't look at me. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's correct.
But I don't want to high five these people.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You already won. Is that not enough?
So,
now
well,
I have to
Now
tell
you,
you,
now you get to
good
come out here and rub it in my face
Yeah.
right in front of everybody.
So I did that one time. So I was actually the last out of the game. And I went, I'm not shaking nobody's hand.
I'm bitter.
When I ran through first base and I looked at that umpire and he called me out, I left bat, glove, everything, and ran straight to right field, climbed the fence, and walked home.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I ain't shaking none of y'all's
That's a
hands.
true story. I did that because I hated to lose. Hated it.
I hated it too.
And, but, you know, I got in trouble when I got home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it
wasn't
again.
sportsmanlike though. That
wasn't
particular.
But honestly, when you want to do something good, who gives a shit? I don't.
You're being ugly.
I am being ugly, but I mean, you either win or you lose. And if you lose, you take it and you go, I'm going to win next time.
Yeah. You,
Right.
you
This
learn
is
from
motivation.
It builds character.
that. You
for sure.
learn
That's
from
exactly
it and
right.
what you do different. And
So, what is one punishment that you grew up with that would possibly get CPS called today?
you said we're not allowed to say
most of them.
it. You're allowed to say that word.
Pretty
told-
much, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you told me I couldn't say it, but I mean, back in the day when I was growing up, we got whippings
Yeah.
and we got lots of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we also got, you know, my grandmother, which you know, I've told you about plenty of times. She's told me multiple times to go pick a switch,
Yeah.
and not just to go pick it.
I
She's
feel like
gonna
that
use
was
it.
psychological warfare.
Yeah.
And you better not come back in the house with some stupid crap
Yeah,
either,
don't
because you
get no
fix to get it
wimpy
twice as
little one.
bad.
No.
Then
Yeah.
they're gonna go get it.
And they're
going to
go get it. And they're somehow parents and grandparents are like expert switch pickers. So if you're not a child that's grown up with switching, you get a little like it's. I don't know how to explain it except for the fact when they get a good one, it wraps around your legs a couple of times, and
And it's going to leave marks.
It's going to leave marks.
yeah, it's gonna leave. I'm a wooden spoon survivor too.
Yeah.
but I bet you we don't do that
You're
again.
gonna hear it though. You're gonna hear it coming.
Yeah.
That's the part.
But I
Well-
bet you don't get close to that highway again, or you don't.
Correct.
Whatever you got in trouble
That's
for,
right.
I bet you don't do it again.
Correct. I was more of a as a parent, I'm more of a I would prefer to talk to you and reason with you. But if
But that can only go so far,
That's
though.
correct. You can only gentle parent to gentle children,
Right.
And my children are not gentle, and neither is BB.
No, he's absolutely not.
But their son is. I call him Newlano Chucky. He is feral. He's great.
He's the poster child from Feral.
But you
He
could
enjoys every minute of it.
He
but
does.
he's all in all, he's a happy kid.
He is.
He's a good kid, and he's not. You're not gentle parenting him.
You can't.
You can't gentle parent him. I have one that I can semi gentle parent now, but I couldn't gentle parent my eldest one that wasn't a gentle child.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can do. I think the timeout works. That timeout come from because we knew we got whipped when we were young, and when we got older and got kids, we weren't going to be the ones doing the whipping.
Right.
So there was timeout came in.
So you think that's where? So you think the generation before you maybe went too far, and y'all are the ones that started dialing it back with timeout?
I think we started dialing it back.
Okay.
I mean, they really had to do something really bad.
Right. Right.
Hold on. Let's pause this conversation real quick. I don't know if y'all have noticed my wife or not, but
I almost said it as soon as he walked in the door.
Greg just walked
Y'all
in with a
can't
cat,
see,
and
yeah.
my wife is fixing to lose her. You're not getting the cat, dear.
I know. I was like,
She's a kitty cat person.
She's an animal person.
Yeah. Listen, if the cat goes over here, I'll be so excited. He can have his. We'll give him a microphone. Honestly. Okay. So
sorry.
I think that we can agree that it wasn't a bad thing to develop from the spankings because you've told me this, and I don't want to harp on it too much. It didn't matter which one you or your brother got in trouble. Both of y'all got whippings.
Correct. That's the way he did us.
Correct.
And we could also count the licks. If he got 10, I was going to get 10.
Correct.
So
Even if you didn't do anything wrong.
even if the other one didn't do anything
So
wrong.
that's where it kind of starts, and it's like, okay,
you can
I'm not
see
going to
his
be like
process.
this, right?
If this one starts doing something, I'm standing there going, hey, don't do that.
Right. Well, I don't believe in group punishment though.
Well, that's the way they did it.
Right.
From Poplarville.
But that's the that's
I thought we wasn't going to go down that road.
well, that's okay. So that's where the timeout started. You're saying, okay, at some point in your life, you were like, I'm not. If I ever have kids, I'm not going to do this.
Correct.
And then it goes down to millennials because there was things that our parents did. And it's like, okay,
But we
I'm not
didn't know
gonna
we
do
were
this.
doing anything wrong.
Right.
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 We went to timeouts and standing in the corner.
Right.
I have never seen nobody kneel in a corner with rice on the floor. I've never seen that.
Oh,
I
lucky
hear
you.
about it,
Lucky you.
but I've never seen it. So they said grandmothers did that, but I
That's
didn't get
exactly
it done to
right.
me.
And it sucked. So,
I've never had that either.
That's a
Yeah.
little psycho, if you ask me.
well, it's not a spanking though.
It's not a spanking,
But also, I was in a family, and I need to be
did you get
clear.
stood in the corner as a child?
Sometimes, but
Really?
my dad was our martial arts instructor, so he just made us work out.
Oh, so you okay? Well, okay. So I need to be fair. I'm not upset with my family. I have no trauma. I have none of that. I love my family. But my family was full of people that would grab whatever they could grab to get a hold of you with. So whether it be a broom, it was whatever was within reach,
Right.
It wasn't abuse. I wasn't abused, I mean, could they probably have
No,
dealt-
you were disciplined.
I was disciplined. So I don't need you to, like put good vibes into the air for me or anything like that.
Brandon, how were you disciplined?
Oh, I got my butt whipped.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Turn that around.
How often?
you got to front the drink.
There, front it.
Yeah, we're open for sponsorship, Starbucks and Alani, if you want to sponsor us. Okay, so what phrase did adults say now that would cause an internet meltdown? Okay, mine. I got one.
Anything. You can say anything.
I got
Give
one.
us an example.
This is after you've just gotten a whipping. Okay, you've just gotten a good switching or a wood spooning or whatever it is, and they're like, "Stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about."
Like,
I always thought that was the
Literally
stupidest
just
saying
did.
in the world because you just hit me with something.
Okay, that one's a really good one. Or this hurts me more
my
than it
God.
hurts
Which
you.
is also a lie.
I also
Okay, I did not understand that until I had to punish my child. I didn't understand it until I've had to do something to my child, who, by the way, is a really good child. She's a good girl. And I absolutely hate having to do that. And I tell her that. I hate having to do this because it doesn't hurt me on a physical level. Even if I'm not whipping
Obviously.
her. Like, because she's to the age now, I don't have to whip her.
No.
But, like when I have to discipline her, take her phone away, take her privileges, she's not a bad kid, but you've done something bad and I do have to give you a consequence. And now I feel like a jerk because I've had to do that. Yeah,
I have to hurt my own feelings.
correct. But also at the same time, I'm not here to be your friend.
You're not there to be their friend, and a lot of parents forget that there's a difference between being a parent and a friend, and they can't.
It's a
They
it's a
can't
narrow
differentiate that.
right.
Differentiate
It's
that.
a chalk line. It is a really hard chalk line to have to walk. So, and that brings me to another question. I'm woman enough to admit that there has been times where I have been upset with her or any of them. I've been wrong. I've been in the wrong, or I went too far. Do y'all apologize?
What are you looking at me for?
Do you apologize?
Brandon's been
or do-
wrong a couple times.
Only once or twice. Turns out I was
okay.
just mistaken.
Mistaken
you-
about what? Wrong about what?
Okay, so one time Paisley got in trouble for something and I was wrong about it. Or I've done something and I've gone above and beyond. I'm really really upset and I probably should have walked away from the situation rather than just continue to yell about it. Because I'm the adult, right? And I'm just harping on this and she understands what I'm saying, but I'm so aggravated about it that I'm just still harping on it. And in that instance, I'm wrong. She understands what I'm saying, but I'm wrong because I won't shut up. And
Yeah.
and then I'll realize it. I'll go away and then I'll come back and apologize and be like, hey, I'm sorry I took that overboard. However, I need you to understand how upset that made me, blah, blah, blah. I accept where I went wrong, but I do apologize. So that's not, do you do that?
There are a few times, with my oldest, I'm just keep going. And I'm like, it wasn't, it was serious, but it wasn't that serious.
Right.
So now I got to go back and be like, when we were talking earlier, what did I mean?
Right.
And as long as he can tell, this is what was going on. This is what I did wrong. I understand. Okay. Sorry, I went overboard and I
Correct.
would not stop.
Correct.
I'm glad you understand what I meant.
I was wrong one time.
He was. Twice.
I don't remember the second one.
Did you apologize?
The bedroom. I told,
We don't have to go into detail.
told BB to put everything in a pile.
Oh, yeah.
Did you apologize to him?
No.
Brandon, so you wouldn't apologize
So-
either?
Hell no.
No.
No,
So the first time, when we first moved into the house that we're in, we had a Mardi Gras tree in the living room. Well, at the time, her daughter had this obsession with getting under stuff and going to sleep. She'd get under the bed, she'd get under the table, whatever she could get under, she'd get under and go to sleep. Well, I walked in one morning it was early, and she was asleep under this Mardi Gras tree. And she had taken, she had taken some of the decorations. We had some of them, they're green and purple and gold feathers with little clips on them to clip to the tree. And they were all in her hair. Well, I'd been fighting with these kids about pulling the decorations off the tree and this, that, and other. So I woke her up. I said, hey, how many times have I told you to quit taking the damn decorations off the tree and quit playing with them? They're all stuck all in your hair. Oh, I didn't do that. He did it. Talking about her older brother. I said, you're not going to sit here and convince me that you laid under that tree and he put that stuff in your hair and you didn't know nothing about it. That's what I'm telling you. Whatever. Well, I leave the room. He walks in and she jumps all over his ass. She jumped all, I told you to quit putting that stuff in my hair and blah, blah. Turns out he was putting stuff in her hair and I just didn't believe him.
And you didn't apologize?
Hell no.
Brandon. Wow.
We'll get it next time.
Except he didn't. The next time with
Okay.
BB, he also did it.
No, I didn't there either.
I do think it's important to acknowledge when you're wrong, because if you don't show, to me, and it's just me talking, I could be wrong, but if you don't show them that you know when to accept accountability for when you're wrong, they're gonna see is that you don't ever think you're wrong, and that's what they're gonna do. And when they get older, so I do think it's important to do that, because it's just important to me, because there were times, and I can distinctly remember getting disciplined, and it was I didn't deserve it. I did not deserve it. And what had happened was just like the scenario that just played out with you, except I was given a spanking multiple times, and I was called a liar, and again, I'm not mad about it, but I really didn't do what was being, and nobody ever apologized for it. And it's like, I didn't, and even when the truth came out, nobody apologized for it. And I remember how that made me feel as a kid. So I do think that part of it is necessary, when it's like, hey, I'm sorry I went overboard. Yeah. It's my first time being a mom. It's your first time being a kid. I think that you should, because it shows them that you can be wrong.
Brandon, I was wrong. We didn't start it. They did.
Clearly.
Well, okay. But this is also coming from the person that will tell me to apologize to him, even if I don't mean it. And I will not do it. If he'll be like, Jessica, just say you're sorry. And I'm like, I'm not sorry.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to lie.
So you do have to, it's the same concept.
It's not. We're talking about kids.
Yeah, but you have to accept responsibility when you're wrong. That's just the way I think, because I think it's hard for kids to understand how to accept their own accountability when they get older. If you never did.
If I was that kid, I'd be going, okay, well, that's a sign of weakness.
Okay, but this is also the same person that, how old were you when you ran away from home?
I don't remember. Probably 14, 15.
No, when you hid under the porch.
Hid under the porch?
Yes.
Oh, I was a little kid. I don't even remember that hard.
Okay, see, he was so small that he barely remembers it. He ran away from home and hid under the neighbor's porch and watched his mama cry and holler for him. Cry.
I was only like 3 or 4 years old.
Your mama was crying.
Doesn't matter. Is she still going after that cat?
That's a sign of weakness, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, she's laughing at you. You watched your mama cry looking for you.
4 years old?
That's how mean you are.
I didn't even have a personality at 4 years old.
I was thinking of BB.
BB, that's something BB would do.
And I probably hid under the house because she was hunting me to whip my ass.
She done had that stick broke off.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think kids are more emotionally aware or just more vocal these days? I think it's both.
I think it's both.
I think they're just more vocal.
Yeah. Well, I think they're more vocal because they're allowed to be. Because Paisley's like that sometimes. That's why I kind of wanted her to be here
I
today.
don't really mind them being vocal until they start being disrespectful.
Paisley is vocal without being disrespectful. But there comes a time where it's like, okay, shut up. That's enough. Like, this is the final answer. This is not court. This is not a debate. That's enough. I've had enough. Get out of my face. And I have to say that, like, that's enough. I do let her express herself because I don't want her to be weak. I want her, when she has a point of view, I do want her to be able to say things. Mm-hmm. But she does, but how often is she disrespectful?
Not very often.
I mean, not very rarely, because she knows what the consequence is of that.
Your other child makes up for it.
Yes. So there is a difference, but she knows that there's a consequence for being disrespectful. Okay. So what is something that you think old school parenting got right?
Old school parenting. Okay. For me, old school parenting is just what I said earlier before we started recording. I'm going to tell you not to do that. I'm going to give you then you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. Like, okay, don't touch that. That's hot. And then I'm going to go, don't touch that. That's hot. Okay. Well, if you can't listen after that, put your finger on the fire.
You should have sat here.
Yeah, because Cherish keeps getting the
I keep getting hit.
Okay, but I think that was Nowadays it's like we got rubber covers all over everything,
Yeah.
and we got to baby proof the house, and I don't mean that in an ugly way. There's things now that, because my niece just had her baby, and she'll say things, and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, because parenting is different than it was 21 years ago. Like when she was pregnant, she's like, I can't eat deli meat. I was like, I literally ate anything I wanted to. Was I not supposed to be eating deli meat? And then it's like when
I think that it built character and toughness.
Yes.
In the Generation X, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think y'all tried to protect us, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, okay, figure it out for yourself.
Well, hard lessons learned are not soon forgotten. So
Right. Right. I think that is something that the older generation got right. I do think that the older generations are tougher.
because the newer generations were raised to.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
Well, okay. So I don't know if anybody else is like this, but okay. So you could walk into Granny's house at any given time. She's cooking like a 7-course meal. It's 327 degrees in her house. She don't run the air conditioner. Her light bill's $26. It's like a whole thing. Okay. And we all say it as a collective, not as a generation. Like all of these generations, we say things like, man, they're just made out of something we're not. And it's because they're tougher.
That's correct.
They're like, they went through more. Some of them raised their siblings because one of their parents died. When they starting at like 10 or 12 years old, they're raising 5 or 6 siblings and cooking and cleaning and doing all this other stuff, things that we didn't have to deal with. They had to deal with wars. And I know the sensitive people are going to be saying about, y'all have no idea what we're talking about. You just don't, because those people were made out of something that we don't have, and I just, you'll never convince me. I'm not saying they got everything right. I'm just saying that they're just tougher than us.
They're tougher.
But we just have so many things that make life, everything, so much more convenient.
We do.
Easier.
We do.
We don't have to be as tough as they were. We do not have it as hard as they did.
We did. And you ever notice, like when you're outside, so old people want to hang out outside and they never sweat because they've been living with this heat their whole life.
Yep. Fireplaces, screen doors.
That's right.
And if you didn't grow up like that, I'm really sorry. And I do sympathize, because there's nothing better than walking in your grandparents' house, smelling the fire, or hearing that screen door slam, or, things, just nostalgic things like that.
Grandpa asking you to turn the antenna.
Yeah.
Yes, that. And one of my things that I miss the most is like my grandpa, and I know the new age parents will freak. We had fruit trees everywhere outside. And one of my favorite things in the world, I'd be outside with Pawpaw and he would pick up a pear off of the ground, rub it on his shirt,
Knock all the yellow jackets off of it.
take out his case knife that he just skinned a deer with.
That's right.
And he would start cutting on a pear and we would eat it off that old case knife.
Yep.
And did it probably have bacteria on it? Yes, but I survived it. It's okay. I think we probably shelter them a little too much.
Your
Definitely.
immune system thanks you for that.
Yeah. I made many a dirty pear off a bloody knife. This is a true story.
Ain't hurt nothing.
So I think in those instances, they did, I think, and that's hard for younger people to accept too, that we don't know as much as they did.
It's funny. You mentioned the grandpa turning the antenna. That was like that at my house up until I was in the 8th grade. We didn't have satellite TV until I was in the 8th grade. We had, channel 5 and 7?
How old are you?
I'm only 40. I'll be 42 in a couple of days. But we didn't have satellite TV till I was in the 8th grade. And I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, it was, do y'all remember? You may not, because you just said y'all didn't. So we got satellite TV out in Simpson at some point. It was a huge satellite, but you would have to turn it with the remote.
Yes.
And like my grandpa would
I was the remote with the antenna.
No, there was a huge
Go back
satellite.
to your right. Open the window. I can't hear you.
So there was a huge satellite outside, and he could push some buttons, and I would run over to the screen door. Not the screen door, but it's like a sliding glass door, and I would watch the satellite turn.
It looked like NASA in the backyard.
I thought that was the coolest thing. And I need to say for the record, like this 40 years later, that thing is still there because even though we didn't need it, my grandpa refused to take it down. And I'm sure it cost him a small fortune.
Probably. I imagine so.
So that's probably why he was like emotionally attached to it.
I told my girls the other day I was older than Google, and they just could not believe that until they actually looked it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Paisley doesn't understand that either. You know, it baffles me because she has the world at her fingertips and she's asking me. You know, it's like you have all the answers at your fingertips and you're asking me.
Yeah.
But then I have to be like, well, she's asking me because she thinks I know. You know, and I have to be like, hey, that's something I don't know. Why don't you Google that?
BB always asks me. I guess he just doesn't realize that I'm not 300 years old. But he always asks me, well, how was such and such back in the day?
Back in the day.
Son, how old do you think I am?
Like really old.
Yeah. Like, well, and they don't have a concept of that.
Yeah.
No
So what
concept
year
of
were you
time.
born?
84.
84. All right.
Oh, wow. I was born 85. What year were you born? If you say 90 something,
Well, she's fixing to.
1992.
wow.
Same as Jordan.
Yeah. And then Galen was born in 66. So we have a pretty good spread here. Okay. So,
Let me jump in here real quick.
oh,
Just curious because did you guys, speaking of the men here, I mean, y'all too, if y'all did deer hunting, I guess, when you were younger, but when you killed your first buck,
you get
your
the,
dad or anyone who you were hunting with make you eat the heart or whatever?
no, we
Mine
did get,
didn't.
I heard rumors of that, but I didn't know.
It does happen, but
It was folklore, yeah.
Yeah.
But
well,
no, we
you get the
I didn't
blood
have to
rubbed
do it.
on your face.
That okay, I was gonna say that's
We
what
had to
happened me.
field dress the deer
Yeah.
ourselves. That was kind of where it went when this would have been in the 80s when I was hunting. So we did have to field dress the deer ourselves whether we wanted to or not.
Yes. Well, I didn't eat anything, but you got the blood rubbed on your face. And I am proud to say that my daughter was also the recipient of the same treatment. So,
Well, it's the dad's. I think it's the dad's role is to try to make them tougher. So if you can, that's what you want to do. And sometimes we go a little bit overboard, but we don't think it's overboard. I can promise you.
well, I think you don't think it's overboard because you know what real life is like.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part where the kid is at. And it's like they don't know because the worst thing that's ever happened to their life is Minecraft is not working today. You know, and
The internet
Did you
is
have to
down.
eat something, Greg?
No, I got the blood rubbed on my face.
Okay.
he was like,
All right. I was wondering.
So I didn't field dress that one, my first buck, but I was there, helping my dad and all that. I was pretty young. I mean, I was probably 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got to the guts,
You never.
eyes me threw, kind of threw it, rubbed on my face. I started crying. I was like, what is going on?
But you never not remember that first buck.
right.
it was like,
And it's not traumatizing. Like some people would, say stuff like that. Oh, you traumatized. You get, I think
No, it's not.
that brings me to a point where it's like everything now is traumatizing. Okay. And let me clear some things up for you. You have to go through trauma to develop character.
That's exactly. People
You're going to be so bland.
people that call
boring.
stuff this day traumatizing, they've never been traumatized. They don't know what trauma is.
Well, I love how it's like, okay, well, this word or this phrase or this sentence you said traumatized me, offended me, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's like you see the guys that come back that have been overseas that have fought for our country. That is traumatized. You see our first responders and the things that they've done
And what they have to see.
yeah, what they have to see, Galen included. That is traumatizing. So I'm sorry if something offended you or hurt your feelings. This is not the same as
You're not
traumatizing
traumatized.
you.
You're just upset. You got your feelings
You got
hurt.
your feelings hurt. It is what it is. And I know that this is not a popular opinion, but everything isn't traumatizing. Like I hear so many people and not here, I need to be clear about that, but I hear so many people on the internet. They're like, well, I can't work because I have PTSD. And I'm like, what? So our soldiers still go to work every day with
day.
PTSD. Our first responders still go to work with PTSD. Some of our soldiers...
Real certified cases too, might I add.
Yes. Some of our soldiers retire with PTSD and then pick up another job, oftentimes in law enforcement, and get more PTSD. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you can't work? Like, well, I have an invisible illness. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, I just, to me, it just seems super, only because I see people with, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to use Josh Petrillo for an example. Josh Petrillo had a real life disability. I don't consider it a disability, and I don't think Josh ever did.
Right.
I don't know that he even knew anything was going on.
Right.
You know, and he worked. He did martial arts.
Every day he was into something.
He never let anything stop him, you know, and that's a direct reflection of his parents,
Correct.
you know, pushing him to be who he was. But those are things that could possibly potentially cause you not to work, not you know, you were traumatized as a child.
Yeah, or the president said a dirty word on TV, and now I'm
any president,
Upset.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I get a little bit, which brings me to the next one. What is something gentle parenting gets right?
Well, you're going to have to, again, give us an example.
yeah.
Okay, well, okay. and I have an aspect of gentle parenting. I feel like I have a pretty good balance. You have to be able to let them
Something. I was just laughing at something else.
Yeah.
whatever. You have to be able to let them express who they are as a human. Because just because they're part of you does not mean they are you or a reflection of you. And that's the hardest part is bringing them up. And then when they turn into this adult that you really don't know, you know, like you have to guide them, but still somehow be a part of them, but you have to let them be who they're going to be. And I think that is something that gentle parenting has gotten right. For instance, used to, it would be like, well, I played football, so my son's going to play football. You know, okay, well, what if your son is into Star Wars and wants to, you know, do Star Wars stuff? And before there was parents that would be like, well, that's stupid. You can't do that. You know, you're going to play football. And I think that, I think as we've gotten older as a generation and moved further, I think it's that we've embraced the fact that everybody's not the same. I do. Every kid is, y'all have 6 kids. Is even the twins, is any one of them exactly alike?
No.
None of them are. I have 2 children that are polar
And
opposites.
in fact, with the twins, that's what I was going to say. They just look alike. That's the only thing they have in common.
Yeah.
They are night and day different.
And I don't think that you can expect them to be who you have this image in your head when you have kids, I think, of what they're going to be and how they're going to be. And I just think as we've progressed as a society, I think we've accepted the fact that some people are born to be football players and some people are born to be bank executives. And sometimes those don't intermix. And I think we've done it.
Well, the show's over.
We have a visitor. What's its name? Ginger?
Yep.
Oh, hello, Ginger.
You're the new mascot. Congratulations.
Yeah, so Ginger has made an appearance. She's now famous.
Watch that can.
And locally hated. Way to go, Ginger. Yeah, if you have a cat, they're gonna knock it off. So
Call from the city of Leesville this week that there were some homeless people, like an encampment behind.
yeah, they called me to get your number.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, I gave them your number.
Yeah, well, so we took a look back there. You know, the city came out and brought a couple people, and we all went and took a look. And Ginger was out there, and just immediately when I came up to her, she, you know, was sweet, and I picked her up. She let me pick her up. And,
That's perfect.
and I was like, I'm taking this cat.
Ginger, you don't know how lucky you are. Your dad's the IT lord. She's like, oh my God, is he really? Tell me more.
Yeah, I lived in a bamboo forest. Now I live in a concrete jungle. Great.
So y'all don't think that gentle parenting got it right? You don't?
Having them do what we did, I would have said to make them play football to get them tougher.
Right.
You know, the exercise is good for you. You go through the same thing with Paisley. We know that exercising is good for you.
Yeah, I don't advocate I get that some people are going to
But
be.
yet you don't make her go to the gym when you go, you know. So that to me,
Yeah.
I would.
Well, okay.
This is the difference between her and me. When Paisley got to do something, I tell her to do it, and she says, "Do you want to do it?
Do you want to?"
And
Yeah.
she's always going to get the wrong answer.
I'm not asking if you want to do it. I'm
That's
telling you
correct.
I need it done.
We
That's
have
correct.
this discussion a lot, specifically when we first moved in together because, and I'll give a little context for this. My brother and my sister were extremely picky eaters, to the point where it would get it would get ugly at my house because we would have knockdown dragouts over.
She smells that drink.
She wants that Alani. She really does. So there would be a lot of heated arguments over my brother and sister not eating. Because they were very picky eaters, and my parents were very much, this is what we cooked, this is what you're going to eat. And because of that, I'm completely different. I have tons of stuff that if you don't want to eat what I've cooked or what I'm making or what we're having, there is chicken nuggets, there's all this stuff in the freezer, air fry it, do whatever it is. You have alternatives.
That goes back to what you said a little while ago, though, about everything being convenient. But
yes, because back then it wasn't.
it was not. You eat what was cooked, or you can just go to bed hungry.
Correct.
And it'll be here for breakfast in the morning, but either way, that's going to be your next meal.
Yeah, and I'm very much the opposite of that. So when we moved in together, he was just like, what do you mean she's not eating what you cooked? And I was just like, oh, well, I'll fix her something else. And he was like, what?
That's different.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was a learning experience for him too, because to me, it wasn't that big a deal. But it is one of those things that I experienced frequently throughout my childhood that I just did not want to deal with as I got older.
She and I had issues in the past, minor issues in the past over that same thing, because I'm the same way. I'm cooking this is what we're eating. You can eat it or don't. I don't care. It's going to be here.
And to me, it was a pick your battles thing.
Yeah.
Well, eventually it turned into that. I just got tired of fighting.
Yeah,
it. So
I'm not-
you
I
can
don't-
either eat this or there's
Yeah.
a piece of bread. I
I don't
care.
want to be in constant turmoil either. You know, like I want to live a happy life, and there's things I want to do, and arguing with you over you don't like tomatoes or onions or whatever.
I've got
it is.
too much other stuff to do.
Yeah.
Well,
But
y'all missed all the fun. See, when I was a kid, we would hide the peas under the mashed potatoes because we had to eat everything in our plate.
Okay, so but the second part of that is that I think people forget as adults there's also stuff that we don't like to eat as adults. So why are we making kids eat something they don't? You're not going to make me do it, so why would I make them do it? Yeah, I'm not. You will not put an onion, a raw onion, on that table in front of me, and at any point for any amount of money, make me eat that onion. We can duke it out for days. I'm not going to eat that onion, so I'm not going to make my kid eat it either. And that was just my mindset. I'm not going to. They don't like it. Palates develop over years of growth. They'll figure it out eventually. If you want to live on chicken nuggets and ramen, it's on you. There's better stuff out there, but
There's a lot of better stuff out there. The stuff that you just named will kill you tomorrow.
Paisley gets mad when I cook pot roast.
I love pot roast. Why does she get mad
She
over
doesn't.
that?
She's,
Well, you're slowly figuring it out from generation to generation, just what you just said.
what's that?
That would have never happened when I was growing up. Whatever's put there, you're going to eat it, and you're going to eat all of it.
Yeah, and I think that's an aspect of it that I can accept. They just don't like this. BB, what did you cook the other day?
Oh gosh.
It was like sausage and potatoes and
Brandon had made like sausage and onions.
yeah, you're not close enough.
Brandon had made sausage and onions and eggs, but BB just wanted the bread with the
Chick-fil-A
ketchup
sauce.
and Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, and have at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'll eat it,
just
then
different.
It makes
It's-
you happy, I guess.
Yeah. And it is different. I just don't think it's wrong in that aspect. I do think that we're not, as a generation, we're not disciplining our children enough. And I'm definitely not advocating for you to abuse your children in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But there has to be a form of discipline, whether it be timeout or consequences. There has to be that because, and I can admit even more now that when you go into a restaurant, there's a screaming kid. Side note, I'm not talking about children with any kind of disabilities, autism, etc. I do understand those situations. I'm just talking about kids in general. You know, like I see kids now and it's like, you know, they'll just scream at their mom and no, I'm not doing that. You know, and if I had done that, I would have woken up 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
minus a few teeth.
Minus a few teeth. Yeah. So I do think there's a happy medium there. It's just not, you know,
Well,
the
that's
bargaining.
one of the things. Like, for instance, when we got together and we started going out, and Paisley was going with us, you told me she spills a drink at every time we go out to a restaurant,
Yeah.
and I took care of it. Has she? And when's the last time she spilled a drink?
I don't think she's ever done it since.
Exactly.
He told her, if you spill that drink, you will leave this table and go sit in the truck and wait till we get done eating until, you know, blah,
And
blah,
help the
blah.
waitress clean it up.
Yeah. And That
She's
was
never
it.
spilled a drink. And all they told me was Paisley spills drinks. Paisley spills drinks. I've never seen
Never
it.
saw it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, it was, and up until then, I had not acknowledged that it was a purposeful thing. I just thought, oh, she's clumsy. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. And it wasn't. It was
Gentle
a purpose.
parent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to scream and yell at my kids about everything. It was not a
If
desire.
they're spilling a drink in the restaurant every time,
Okay, hold on. There is when you could put like 5 kids in a room, and if you spill something, if one of them spills something, how they react is it tells you how their parents treat them. And if they're chill and they handle the situation and they start cleaning it up, that's good. You've done your job as a parent, okay? If they freak out and go hide, you've gone too far one way as a parent. And it's reasonable to have an amount of fear, right? That, oh my God, my parent's going to be mad. But if you have that reaction and then you start cleaning it up, then you've done your job as a parent. And I knew that I was not doing a bad job when Paisley faced a very adult situation at school and took care of it. And I knew nothing about it until she got home. And I was able to be like, okay, I have found a good balance as a parent. And she didn't need me in a situation that I was not able to handle when I faced that 4 years after the age that she was at. And I felt like I had.
and the only difference I would put there is that we have found a good balance. Because
Yes.
without me, it would be different.
Yeah, it probably would
Thank you.
because it was, well, okay, so,
We had a get along shirt at our house with the twins when they were.
oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a great parenting tip.
I had this old T-shirt that I kind of split down the middle to make it a little bit wider. When they was bickering back and forth, I'd go get the shirt. I'd put it over both of them. One arm out this hole, one arm out this hole, and the arm in the middle. They had to hold hands and keep it on until I took it off.
There was,
And you kept it on for a while.
Oh yeah, and I think that I can remember I've only ever had to use it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Because
And even to this day, they'll be 16 years old the 18th of this month, and they'll be bickering back and forth. And I'll tell them, I said, "Do not make me go find a shirt."
well, yeah.
Well, that's
Squash.
because they got PTSD from claustrophobia.
They're traumatized.
They're traumatized. Well, we had to hug it out. So there was 9 grandkids that would hang around my grandmother's house. And when we would be fighting, they would force us to hug. They would force us to hug each other, and it's such an awkward thing, but it worked. It worked. It diffused the situation. It's like, oh my God, I got to hug this guy. Like, I guess I got to get over it.
Any of that is good as long as you do it and you enforce it.
Right.
And it's
Correct. Well,
And
because
consistent with it.
Galen would make Paisley stand in the corner.
That's all I could do.
And she would, I can remember one time she had to have been there 45 minutes.
She gonna stand there till you don't. Every time you turn around and look at me,
Add
You got to
5 more
start
minutes.
over. You got to start that time
Yep,
over.
that's 5 more minutes.
right? I tell
Well-
Jessica, you got to stand there and watch them.
And he comes from,
BB would rather have his butt tore off of his body
Yes.
than to stand still for 5 minutes.
That
in the
means you
corner.
found something else that's good.
yes. Well, and that's the thing. It all depends on the child because like with Paisley, I don't think we really even have to do anything. If she knows that we're disappointed, if one of us doesn't talk to her, like
Ignores her.
There's been times that I've been mad enough that I knew the best course of action was
Just
to not
keep
speak
your
to her
mouth
at all.
shut. Yep.
And that bothers her more than a whipping would. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the child.
It don't bother her too much anymore, but Kentley, her youngest daughter, when she was, I don't know how old I can't remember how old she is now. Anyway, when she was smaller, she'd get in trouble. We'd make her go clean her room. She would rather get punched in the nose.
to clean
Would
that
rather.
room.
She would go, and we could hear her sobbing the whole time she's in there.
Yeah.
But God got that room clean, though.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so a question. When you were growing up, and Galen may still not know, did y'all ever hear the word boundaries?
No,
Like as far, not like territorial boundaries, like
Never.
personal boundaries. So I heard about a bubble and people's space.
yeah, y'all started that.
Yeah, no, my parents told me about a bubble and people's space because I had a very bad habit, which I'd still do it to Galen now, but I'm selective on who I do it with. I had a bad habit of being in people's personal space when I was younger. So they had to have like a talk with me about, hey, this is people's bubble.
we deal with that at home. Me and her were laying in bed yesterday after we got back from our little Valentine's outing. We went and lay down for a little while. And if that bedroom door opened once, it opened 15 times.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
walk in. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
back off.
We don't do that at our house.
No, I put a stop to that.
You better not do that at our house. But so,
I knock on her door, so she's got to knock on ours.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that the boundary thing is a bad idea because I think people were so just used to however, people did things and they crossed lines that shouldn't have been crossed.
Are you talking about like interrupting a conversation?
No, I'm talking about, okay. So for instance, when Galen and I started dating, there were people in my life that were not nice to me, that mistreated me. And Galen, that's a boundary. And I would just continue to let it happen because they were this was something I had to deal with, and Galen actually taught me without him even knowing it, that's the boundary. You don't have to let people consistently treat you poorly.
You remember what I told you yesterday?
Yes. Yeah.
David didn't pray for Goliath. He popped him in the forehead.
Yeah. So it's that's a boundary. So although it wasn't discussed, I think, heavily back then as it is now, for instance, I can remember, there was an instance when I was younger where one set of people asked me everything personally about myself. How much was your car? How much was your car note? Blah, blah, blah. Whereas this other group of people would never think to ask me that. And those were boundaries that were created. Just nobody said the word boundary. So I think now when we as a younger generation say something about, hey, that's a boundary, that's when the older generation gets triggered. But it's like, okay, hold on. You were creating these the whole time. You just didn't have a name for it. Because I've said the word gaslight to Galen before. And he was like, how can I gaslight you if I don't even know what that is?
I remember that conversation. I still use that line too, by the way. Thank you.
All the time. All the time.
It's stupid.
Well, okay. So, and Galen is very much like this. Galen is like, hey, you don't talk about money. You don't talk about, there's things you don't talk about. You don't talk about politics at your work. You don't really and truly, I would love it if nobody talked about politics. If we could get back to those times.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I mean, back in the day, your vote was your most private thing.
Yeah, you didn't tell nobody anything.
So that was a boundary because I remember, even though it wasn't,
And you
wouldn't
didn't
even
ask.
get asked.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say you didn't ask about it.
okay, that was not classified as a boundary, but it was because it wasn't, the word boundary wasn't said. But I remember I was a little girl and I asked my grandpa who he had voted for. And he said, you don't ask people that.
Yeah.
Ever. You don't ask me that. You don't ask your grandmother that. And we don't talk about what goes on in that voting booth. That is my business. And and he come down on me pretty hard about it. I never asked again, but also it wasn't called a boundary. It was just called, common sense. And now everybody's just so out with it. And it's almost like it's become part of people's personalities.
I
Whereas
don't know if it's a impoliteness or what it is, but it's gotten worse.
right. And it really has. And also I think something the newer generation does that the older generation didn't do is tolerate things from family. And I think the newer generation is not doing that because they're family, and I think the newer generation's like, who cares if you're family or not? Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, so do you think that's a bad thing or a good thing?
I don't have a.
So as somebody, you got 20 years on almost all of us in this room.
Thank you.
So
For pointing that out.
I'm just asking. It's all good. I'm just asking. Do you think in the instance where someone has repeatedly crossed a boundary, I'm going to use that word because I don't know another word to use.
Well, just because you're kin to somebody doesn't give them the right to walk all
Mistreat
over you,
you, yeah.
Correct.
or disrespect you.
Is that a reason to forever quit talking to somebody? Or do you think you give them the silent treatment for 6 months and then try to give them...
Are we talking about family?
Yes, family. Let's go with family.
Yeah, you don't quit talking to them, but there's boundaries in family, and I have them.
Yeah.
I don't lend money to family unless I know it's not a loan, it's a give. So if I can't afford it, I don't give it.
Right.
And I'll tell them no.
So, okay, but do you think that there's anything, barring any kind of abuse or, anything sexual, anything like that, that warrants a family member being cut off permanently?
No.
They're okay. So to the newer generation, they go.
I would do it. You've taught me that's not a good thing.
Correct. That's not it's not a good thing.
Right.
I do believe in putting people in timeout. I do believe, okay, this is where you, and I vocalize that. I don't know do y'all do that? Like, this is where you cross the line and I don't want to talk to you and I'm not going to talk to you for a while. And it's like the silent treatment, but for adults.
I think it depends on the person because some people will
And the situation.
heavily overreact to that and just make things worse.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I don't mind putting people in a timeout, but Galen will put them there forever. You're in exile.
Yeah, they can like it or lump it.
That's right.
And me, I'm more forgiving in that nature, but I do think that there has to be a healthy boundary set. So I think that's kind of where we differ as a generation. Now we're just like, yep, no contact.
One of the things that I used to hate, and this is probably changing the subject, and you know about it. I used to, back in the day, you didn't say the person that was president without saying president first.
Right.
And they don't do that anymore. And it irritates the out of me. Because at some point you have to respect the office, whether you respect
don't matter
the
who's
person
in it.
or not.
Right.
And even when, you got President Trump now, I said President Biden, President Obama. You always put, because that's what he is.
Right.
Well, that's what we as a society have lost is respect.
Yes.
Period. For everybody, for everything. I think we've just lost an air of respect for people as a human, people as, and even if you don't like the person, that's the mayor, that's the chief of police, that's
correct.
Officer, whoever. Is cutting people off healing or avoiding hard conversations?
I would say that would depend on the situation.
Whether or not how many chances you gave them?
Or if have you tried to have the hard conversation? And if they're not participating in something, then I'm cutting you off.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think it's the same what about you, Galen?
A cutoff is never bad, especially after you've had a disagreement.
Without explanation?
Without. What?
Yeah.
I'm not even shocked by that answer because Galen's the same person that will actually just leave an event without saying bye to anybody, including me.
Yeah, he's the same person to say, eat that and you like it because I told you like it.
Because I like it. That's right.
He does. That was on my Snapchat memories yesterday. And I was like, Galen had made me a sandwich for lunch. And I was like, only Galen, I was like, would do this. And I was like, I told Galen this morning, I did not want cheese on my ham sandwich. I don't like cheese on my ham sandwich. I like it on my bologna, but not my ham.
That's un-American.
That is un-American.
And he said, shut up and let me make sandwiches the way I make sandwiches.
And you ate it, didn't you?
No, I took the cheese off, but I let him make his sandwich the way he wanted to. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
I have gotten her to, when she orders a hamburger, don't go cut this, just get it to the table and take
off what you want. Right.
Yeah, because I hate sending food back.
Yeah. Because, I don't like raw onions and tomatoes. It's just a thing. So do you owe toxic family access to your life?
No.
Do you think the word toxic is overused?
You don't owe anybody access to your life. It's your life.
Okay, but do you think the word toxic is overused?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Me too.
I don't think the word toxic should be anywhere in family.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, I disagree.
I don't disagree with that. Toxic is like, it's kind of like last week when you said, when I get up, I'm violent. That's not what I said.
It. I said
you said violent.
No, I said you.
Did she say violent?
She said violent.
That's exactly what you said.
Galen wakes up and chooses violence. That's what I said. Choosing violence means you just wake up.
That's not even correct.
Okay, let me put out another disclaimer. Galen is not a violent person. Galen just gets up on 10. As soon as he gets out of the bed. He started talking to me.
I'm glad you straightened that up.
Was that Friday morning?
That was Friday morning because I
had been up. I had not even pulled the covers back. I have literally been up 28 seconds when he starts.
Yeah, so I was pouring coffee in you.
Like, I'm not kidding. He's talking to me. And I can't even process what planet I'm on. I have literally just opened my eyeballs. And he said something to me, and I was like, I've been awake 13 seconds. Leave me alone.
I just want you to know that we will be sampling that sound.
Okay,
We
so
got a new sound effect.
okay, so this is a good one. How do you set boundaries without burning bridges?
I don't.
Are we talking about family again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's usually the hardest ones to do it with.
Regardless, this day and age, everybody's so deadgum offended and uptight about everything that when you upset them or you try to say, hey, let's don't do this or whatever anymore and set that boundary, now they all get pissed off and they're offended because.
How dare you tell me I can't do something?
I'm always wilded about like, how dare you tell me to wear deodorant? Like, is that not a conversation we should be having with people?
That shouldn't even be a conversation. This is Louisiana. Wear deodorant. It's hot.
I'm always confused by toilet paper commercials too, though, because it's like, who's not using this?
Who's not using it?
Why
Exactly.
Why do we need the commercial? But there's still people out there that are not using basic hygiene.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really good boundary.
Because if I can smell you, there's no way that you can't smell you.
Well, are they immune to the smell?
Possibly.
I mean, it's a possibility. So how do you put that boundary up? Like, hey, you can't come to my house. Let's take a bath.
That's it.
You
stink. Don't come in here.
Tell the kids
if it's
to
family,
tell them.
that's exactly what you do.
So, okay, but that was just a for instance. Okay, so if it's like,
If it's an employee, it's different.
okay. But when it's family, you don't want to burn the bridge because obviously you love them. I think about
Tough
that different.
love, Jess.
I
Tough
think about
love.
it differently though,
Yeah.
because to me, I love Galen. Okay,
And if he stinks, you're going to tell him, go put some damn deodorant on. You stink.
I
right?
love Galen in a different way that I love y'all. But I feel like with any of y'all, and this has happened with Galen and I feel like you can have if you truly love that person, you can have that conversation with them without it burning the bridge if they truly love you back. You know what I'm saying?
Have the conversation.
Any conversation. If you're like, hey,
She don't have the conversation. She jerks the hair out of my ear without notice.
Without notice. No heads up, nothing.
I
just
do.
bang.
Okay,
Hurts less
hold
that
on.
way.
When we started dating, there was this person, and I'm not going to say the person's name,
We'll call him Chuck Norris.
that had one really long eyebrow hair. Okay, and it was really long. Okay, and it was somebody we know, and he said to me, "Do not ever let me be walking around like that."
I didn't say jerk it out of my eyebrow.
What did you say?
Well.
You said, "Don't let me walk around like that." So if you've got
Mention
hair sticking out, I'm going to pull it
Mention
out.
A little heads up.
Yeah.
You can't feel my finger in your ear.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. You're starting something.
I'm just saying.
You're not old enough now, but you will eventually get hairs in your chin.
Well, no, I am old enough. I am old enough.
You catch her asleep. You
Well,
have to
I just-
crawl over that pillow wall with a pair of tweezers.
Not the pillow wall. I just feel like I feel like if somebody loves you and you truly love them, they have to know that conversation's coming from a place of love. You know what I'm saying? Because Galen and I have had that. Galen, well, I don't even think it's Galen and I. I think Galen has had to have that conversation with me. Because one time he had to tell me, he was like, nobody is meaner to you than you are to yourself.
You are your worst critic.
And I was just like, oh, and sometimes you have to hear things and they suck, because he's told me like, hey, your attitude sucks, and that's hard to hear sometimes. But I think it's like, hey, I still love you, but you suck as a human right now. You're not being a good human. So
I would never say that.
I don't think you've told me I suck as a human.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
I don't use human in that way.
I just think that when you have had those conversations, because, okay, when we first started dating, mentally, I was going through a lot. I think we both were. But I think we've kind of like grown from that. And it's through those conversations that we love each other through those hard conversations. I'm like, hey, and you've said things to me that hurt my feelings, but I needed to hear them, and he wasn't being mean.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were at the time, but you weren't being mean. It was something that I truly needed to hear.
And it's something you took it a lot better coming from him than it would be from some random.
Yeah, but she used to not take it very well.
No, I did
Man.
not. I did not take it very well.
Man.
Yeah. I remember one time he made me so mad. I'm going to tell off on us. He made me so mad. And what I would do when we first got together, I would just leave. There was no conversation, nothing.
That's correct. I fixed that though.
I would just leave. And And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not having this
The
conversation.
last time she done it, tell him what I did.
Oh, he said, you're not going anywhere with my truck. And he took my keys. And I said, I'll take the Shoelace Express. And I guess he thought I was kidding.
Was that the last time?
That was the last time.
Okay, well, it'd been time before that.
So I left. I took off on foot. He picked me up at Advance Auto Parts.
You sure that was me?
That was you.
I don't remember that.
I was more of an...
One of them times when she left, and she would just like,
I was
boom,
just boom, gone, not say a word.
And I'm going, yeah, like, and she talks about me doing it, but she did it. I'd go get in the shower, boom, she's gone.
I would leave.
Won't answer the phone, won't do nothing. I'm going, what the hell? I ain't got a psycho on me. So one time at the last one of the times, I did two things. I changed the locks on the doors.
He did change the locks
And I
at the
called
house.
my mother and put her in the garage.
Yeah. He did. And I was just like, that caused a whole nother, we don't need to be telling off on ourselves. That was a very bad time.
I understand. But I don't remember you leaving since then.
I don't think I did.
No.
I don't think I did. I was just avoidant to any kind of conflict at that time. I just did not absolutely. I don't want to deal with this. Mm-hmm. And it's probably stuff that needed to be dealt with. I was just too emotionally immature to do it, and it's taught me a lot.
Well, you were in your 20s.
I was in my 30s.
I can see Galen out there changing them locks right now.
No, I have
I'll show her.
Galen changing the locks. He had art out there.
I called Art at the locksmith shop. If you need him, it's 239.
Art, Galen's not
Hey,
going
he's
to
sitting back
change
in the
no
corner with
locks.
I
his
know
arms.
Art's cell phone by number.
He's sitting in the corner with his arms crossed
in my
laughing.
life.
I'll show her. She ain't going to come back here and do this crap again.
Yeah, well, it was just, to be fair, though, he was also emotionally traumatized. So you were, I
I'm
cannot
not
tell
getting
you
into the
how many times I've heard, everything was gone, including the pillowcases.
Yeah, that's happened.
not the pillowcases.
I didn't even have a spoon to eat beans.
Did you have beans?
No, I didn't have anything.
So
I
he
come in
changed
from work
the
and
locks.
there was pillowcases on a mattress, and that was it.
No, it's just
That was it.
Yeah, so it's like he was like, oh, I'm gonna change the locks. You ain't taking the pillowcases.
At least they didn't change them to where they lock you in. Be like, she's not leaving no more. Watch this. I'm gonna hit this button. She's not going nowhere.
You are gonna talk to me.
that kind of has the silence of the lambs.
I mean, that's
going on there.
that kind of stuff happens to everybody. It's just something you live through. If you live long enough, that's what you're going to go through sometimes.
It does. And I can laugh about it now because I can look that's one of those times where I look back and I'm like, I could have handled that better. And I think you get older and you learn those things and you get better, and if you're lucky enough to have somebody that you can, love through it, it's great. And, or somebody to love you through it, because sometimes we're unlovable, as people. I just think that's how it is. So I don't know how would you say that? I think all the generations, I think your generation in particular, Galen, is, more likely to just not care. I think you got a lot more bounce back than maybe the younger generation does. Brandon's probably included in that too, because he kind of falls Gen X, millennial. I think they have a little bit more bounce back.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And maybe because Galen, like, he's never going to show you that you hurt his feelings ever. He will continue on with life as if you never existed.
Don't have time for that.
You don't.
He's like, yeah, you hurt my feelings, but I do not care. And I'm never going to show you that I cared. But I think that's the difference, and whereas, okay, so you can agree, coming from me, that you probably have talked through more things with me than anybody else.
Yes.
Like there's been more communication, I think, about the way things, or maybe the way I see things versus the way you see things. I think there's probably been more conversation about that than probably anybody.
Probably.
Really. And I think because it's not like it's hard. The age gap isn't. I don't think it's hard. I think in the beginning it was probably hard, and I think in retrospect,
I think all of that comes with trust. I think in the beginning, where you were coming from, where I was coming from, it's a trust thing. And it takes years to get that.
Yeah.
So when you get it, it's done.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, there's just things that, he looks at differently because he's 20 years older than me. And he's like, yeah, I already gone through that.
Experience.
It's the experience. And then he, of course, wants to tell me this is how you do this, or this is what this is going to be. And while I know that he is probably right, I have to experience it for myself. And he's like, well, I can save you from the heartache. And I'm just like, I think this is probably one of those ones I got to take on the chin. And I do listen to him a lot more now than I did. A lot more now than I used to.
Because I have an old saying, you're only right when you're right.
Yeah.
So if I say it, and then it may not happen for 6 years, 7 years, but it's going to happen.
And when it does,
you
were right.
I was right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an experience thing.
Yeah. And he does try to save me from, because like I said, when his kids were grown when we got together, and I had a small child, my youngest was small, and, he would tell me this stuff, and I'm like, hey, this one's mine. You got to let me do this, and then I was real stubborn about it in the beginning, and now it's a team effort rather than me against him and her, so it's like it's different, because like now he'll be like, Jessica, you need to calm down.
Yesterday.
Jessica, you need to calm down.
I told both of them yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we go. She's to the age now where we kind of go back and forth. It's like a banter kind of thing. And then, but if she actually upsets me, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm taking her to school this morning," and then he deals with it. And he's never mean, but he's just like, "Hey, I don't like when you upset your mama, and you got to do better," and blah blah blah. And she'll usually, by the time the conversation's over with him in the morning, she'll text me, "Mama, I'm sorry," and she does well with that. So I don't think it takes a lot of. It doesn't take a lot with her. And maybe it's because we do well parenting her. I don't know. Or maybe she's just a really good kid. I do think on the whole, she's a really, she's a good kid. I think it makes a difference. Cause y'all know, y'all got 6 kids. Some of y'all's are easy and some of them ain't.
Facts.
So.
He said facts.
Big facts.
Okay. So I'm going to end this out with the last one. Do you ever say, or did you ever say you weren't ever going to say because I said so and you did it anyway?
Oh no.
I love that.
I do too. I use it all the time.
I use that on you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. And I don't accept that for an answer, neither does Paisley.
I was going to say, he tries to use that.
Yeah.
We can try.
We don't.
Yeah. Well, Galen,
It sure ain't going to work if you don't try.
That's right.
Well, Galen, he's used to just being the boss of everything. And I'm like, hey, where are you going? This happened the other night. I'm like, hey, where are you going? And he's like, I'm in the wrecker. Where do you think I'm going? And it's
No, I didn't say it like that. I said, you saw me in a tow truck and now you're asking me where I'm going.
Yeah.
Master of the obvious.
Okay. So Cherish. Exactly.
Use the absolute heck out of us.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, this is a normal
Drive
question.
it off a cliff.
That's
then.
what you said. That's a normal question.
That's what I'm going to start saying.
To be normal.
That's what I'm going to start saying. Drive it off a cliff then. Drive it into the lake then. And I just go back at him now. I'm just like, Galen, where exactly are you going? It's 44,000 acre parish. Where are you going?
Thank you. Like, I feel like he's talking about it's obvious where I'm going. No, it's not.
It's not really
There's so
obvious.
many places you could be going.
I know you're going to get a car, but where?
When did you wake up? Yeah. Go back to sleep.
No. The cat left. I'm participating now.
Okay.
Well, that's because I said so, and he's used to that kind of stuff. And with Paisley, I don't think that taught me anything. I don't think because I said so taught me anything. That's the difference for me.
Well, so
I don't think
It's like,
that
why are you saying so?
Yes.
If I tell you to do something as a parent or as an employer or whatever, do it because I said so. I don't have time to sit down and explain to you exactly why I want this done.
Nor should
Okay.
you.
Nor should I.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario. Let me ask you a question.
Now, if it's something stupid,
I want to
outlandish,
straighten this up real quick. Obviously, when we tell one of you, he tells you or I tell you that, obviously we're joking.
Correct.
Okay.
But I'm talking about with children. With your children or with a younger generation. Okay. So if you tell them, let's put this in a baseball scenario. Hey, don't stand on that plate. right? Well, don't stand on home plate with the ball in your hand. You're going to have to give them room, right? Because that's the new rules. You don't stand on the plate anymore.
Dumb.
Right? I'm not saying I disagree.
You have bruises because of this very scenario.
Correct. Do you when they say why not just explain to them why and be like, hey, if you
So in that situation, you're a ball coach, and that is your job to explain to them the rules. But if I tell you to go
As a
unload the
parent,
dishwasher,
it's
I
your-
don't need to
No,
explain to you
I'm
why I
not
need the
talking about-
dishwasher unloaded.
I'm not talking
Do it
about-
because I freaking said so.
No, I'm not talking about dishwasher scenarios. I'm talking about, okay, so if you say, hey, I don't want you to hang out with that kid, okay, because you know this other kid is a bad example. Do you know this other kid?
Just what he said. That's the same dishwasher scenario.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, why can't you just tell them though? Why can't you explain to them, hey,
Because they're
I
kids.
understand that you like this person and you think this person is your friend. You know,
How many times have you explained something to one of them and it's going in one ear and completely out the other?
I think that's our job as parents though.
To let it go through one ear and out the other?
Yeah, I still think you have to give them.
Sometimes.
You don't think the same?
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
Of course you do.
That's exactly what I was
do
fixing to say.
I mean, if you're going to sit there and tell them, I know you think this person is your friend, but you're not hanging out with them because I said so, they're not going to give a crap about that.
They're not going to give a crap
My
no matter
parent-
what you tell them.
My parent is just saying that. You're not,
And that's
but
exactly
at least I
that's-
know that I gave them.
That's
a
exactly the
reason.
response that you're going to get when you give them the reason.
Well, okay, so
I think it would also be different coming from y'all and coming from us.
well, yeah,
Probably
because
so.
y'all are the dads. I think
Yes.
that's a little bit different. Like for me, and I have a teenager, so I mean, this may not be relevant to every parent. You know, at some point you have to have that talk with them about adult stuff, right? And stuff that they shouldn't do and stuff that they should save for marriage, et cetera, et cetera. So when you do have that talk with them and you know, you have to go through all the scenarios and it's like, hey, first of all, you are about to make a decision that could possibly impact you for the next 18 years
Or longer.
or at 15 years old or 16 years old or 17 years old. And I don't think that's a because I said so situation. Am I wrong?
No,
I
something like that, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But-
I think there's times when because I said so was warranted. And then I think there's times when you should actually explain to them because I said so doesn't give them the worst possible case scenario, which is
They're
what we're
just
going to give
thinking
them.
you're being a lame
You're- yeah,
parent.
you're being a
You
jerk.
just don't want me to have any fun.
You don't, I mean, and I've been through that, you know, it's like, oh, well, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. And it ends up being exactly like what I said. And then you're going to get mad if I say, told you so, you know? So
I told you.
I mean, I just think that some things warrant an explanation, even though they're kids, because there was a lot of times I didn't get an explanation and I was an inquisitive, argumentative child. Even though I was disciplined, there was times where I was inquisitive and I wanted more explanation than what I got because I didn't understand, you know, and if you had laid out a course of scenarios for me, I think
That would not have worked.
No, absolutely. I think it would have.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would have.
It's easy to say now.
It wouldn't have worked on me.
It wouldn't
It
have
wouldn't have worked on her either. She's too damn
It
nosy.
wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have mattered.
I am nosy.
I say that knowing that I also would want to explain to my children, you know, why I'm saying not to do this. And I know that it wouldn't have worked on me as a child and it may not work with my children, but I want to know that I tried. I did my best more than just
Correct. Because I
told
said
you
so.
so.
Yeah, because I said
I can't
so.
believe you didn't listen to me when all I said was I told you so.
Correct. I think that's for me too.
Because
I
I said so.
don't want to just give them a haphazard answer and then when it happens be like, wow, I really should have went in depth with what I said because
Maybe a little more detail.
maybe it would have stopped them from what they were doing.
I think it depends on what it is, what
Yeah.
the subject is, and I also think that we're gonna use that more than y'all gonna use that. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't think it works in dishwasher situations. Don't ask me why I'm unloading the dish because I pay the bills. When you know how much the mortgage is, then you can decide who unloads the dishwasher. I don't.
That's just one of many arguments in our house.
Well, Paisley doesn't do that, and like I said, I've said this before. I've been very blessed with her. She's grown into a very lovely young lady.
They don't argue very much about
Yeah.
dishwasher and stuff in our house.
Yeah,
He's dramatic.
Paisley will. She'll say things every now and then.
I'm dramatic.
You're dramatic.
And every now and then Paisley will be like, I'll be like, Paisley, why didn't you take the trash out? And she's like, I'm very cute. And it's because she forgot or whatever. And I'm like, yes, you're very cute, but you
It's a
still have
boy
to.
job.
Yeah. Well,
It's an outside thing.
That's my favorite. It's a boy job.
That trash is inside. That's not my problem.
That's exactly right.
But it's got to go to the outside.
Yeah. Well, and I tell, there's a lot of times where, talking with friends or whoever, it's like, okay, this is the dynamic at our house. And Galen doesn't lift a finger inside the house. And I don't know what the light bill is.
That's not true. I put that shower curtain back.
He did put that shower curtain up. And he changed the locks that time.
He did. No, Art changed the locks.
He made it happen. He made it happen.
But in that particular instance, it's like, hey, there are things that Galen takes care of, and there are things that I take care of, and I don't mind taking care of what I take care of.
And to be honest, there's things that neither one of us take care of because we'll call somebody else.
Yeah, we call somebody else.
But that's you taking care of it, though.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's being taken care of, and and a lot of people are like, oh, that's an awfully traditional role, and it's like,
and
okay,
it's my business.
So
Why are you worried about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's my house. Don't worry about it.
So here's the deal, everybody, and man, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm actually gonna get canceled for this, Greg.
Oh, boy.
Congratulations.
You ain't gonna get canceled.
So I think, and I've been thinking this for a long while, just probably haven't vocalized it to anybody. Everybody's like, oh, what happened to marriages that lasted 65 years? We happened to that. We decided that there were roles that were traditional that sucked, and we didn't want to do that. And you can call it, chauvinist or whatever the case may be. I'm happy. And the internet tells most traditional people that are in those types of relationships that they shouldn't be. And it's like, why? Why shouldn't we be happy with the roles that we have in our households? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is anybody worried about what people are saying about it? If you're happy and things are being taken care of,
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But I really do think that we happened to traditional marriages because we don't have traditional marriages anymore, and and I don't think being barefoot in the kitchen, having 6-7 children is the right answer either. But I don't think it's necessarily wrong.
It's the right answer if that's what you want.
If that's what you want, and I think that's yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way to put it. If people are happy in this particular instance, let them be happy.
Leave them alone.
Let them do
It don't
their
concern
thing.
you. Don't worry about it.
Because I think that's a lot cooler.
Because I said so.
Yeah, because I said so. I think that's a lot cooler than the people that are staging pranks on each other on TikTok. I think that's a way cooler.
I don't know. Some of that stuff's pretty funny.
You would think that.
I told you what the problem was. She just hasn't asked.
Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go. I could see Cherish putting rat traps in the bed with you.
He did just say the right answer is whatever makes you happy. So
Well, that don't make me happy. I don't want rat traps in my bed. Whoa, hold up.
Marianne missed that.
Or if we can't have another baby, I'll take a kitten
Or a motorcycle.
or a motorcycle.
What the hell's going on here?
Just not the one she looked at a while ago.
Just not that one. I mean, do you have 3 really great options on making me happy? A new baby, a kitten, or a motorcycle?
What about an otter? Can I add
None
one
of
in
those
there?
are good options.
What about an otter?
Is it an outside kitty or inside kitty?
Inside.
Hold on. How old are you?
It'll get eaten.
How old are you?
33.
Oh, yeah. She can have another baby.
No, she can't.
We'd have to adopt a baby.
And we ain't doing that either.
Yeah, we could. Okay, then a kitten.
Inside kitty?
Okay, then an otter it is.
Oh, yep.
No otters either.
He doesn't love me.
Oh, I do.
Just
we
say
go.
you hate her and want a divorce.
Here we go.
Honestly, you might love me, but it's obviously not enough to get me a kitten.
Why can't she? I have a cat at
Or
the
an
house she
otter.
can have.
I want a fresh baby kitten.
I mean, he's pretty cute. His
I
name's
can get
Patrick.
started.
A fresh baby kitten?
Yeah, fresh baby.
That reminds me of fresh shiners. What the hell's a fresh shiner?
A little naked cat that I can name Nudicrous.
Nudicrous.
What is it?
Nudicrous.
Them ugly
The
ass
naked
hairless
cats.
cats.
Yeah.
She's infatuated
Oh,
with.
They
want one
stink.
so
Did you
bad.
know that?
Shh, you're not helping.
I'm
helping me.
Listen, I'm trying to be unbiased here. They really do stink.
Be biased on my side.
Okay, Brandon, they're so cute.
No, they're not.
You should
And we
totally
love
give
They
her
are
a hairless
hideous.
cat.
They are absolutely hideous.
Okay, but you can
Well,
get
you're
that
hideous.
same cat, except for it's called a Dexter and it has hair. And
It's
really
not a hairless
cute.
cat.
Yeah, it's really cute.
You lost me.
I'm just telling you, it looks
It's probably
exactly
expensive if
It
Jessica
looks
knows
like a
about it.
hairless cat.
It looks exactly like a hairless cat,
It looks
except
like a
it's-
hairless cat, but it
it's
has
got hair.
hair, so it's a regular cat.
Did you hear what
Wait,
Galen said? What'd you say, Galen?
I said, if it's probably expensive if Jessica knows about it.
Probably so.
That's okay.
I've been thrown under the
I'll
bus.
pick up a couple extra shifts. We were calculating how
You're
many
gonna
how many
need-
shifts I would need to pick up to pay the tickets if I got the car that
How
I
much
want.
do you make per shift?
That's an impersonal question. You
I
can't ask
know.
that.
I'm just saying. Is it $300? $400?
3 to 4.
Three to-
3
okay.
to 5 depending on
Okay,
the day
so
of the
if
week.
it's $500, you're going to need to work.
Yeah, not one shift.
You're going to need to work about 10 shifts.
Yeah.
To afford a hairless or a Dexter.
If
I'm just
making-
saying.
Hold on,
Out of your
10
mind.
shifts, $500 a shift. I have found them for way cheaper.
I'll just go get you one from
Yeah.
behind the movie theater. You're good.
We'll shave
promise
it.
you
Like
it's
Greg
gonna
did.
Like Greg did.
It will end up back behind the movie theater.
Yeah.
We'll just
He will
shave it
end
and
up
tell
back
her it's
behind the movie
hairless.
theater.
So, not to change the subject, but what's coming up?
I don't. Okay, King of the Block will be on March the 7th. We have that coming up, and of course, like I said, the elections are coming up on May the 16th.
Mayfest lineup got released the other day.
Yeah, Mayfest is coming up.
Tell
it's
us.
on
The lineup?
The lineup, yeah. I don't remember it.
The
Craig
music
Wayne
lineup?
Boyd.
Yeah.
Craig Wayne Boyd
is
the
the headliner Saturday night. He won
was
The
on The
Voice on
Voice,
season
yeah.
7.
We do know that we know Stereo Drive will be
Stereo
there.
Drive's going to be there. Some friends of mine, Steve Combs and his son Chris from Bad Moon Rising.
Moon
that
Rising will be
CCR
back.
tribute band from Dallas will
Yeah.
be here.
Is Gypsy LeBlue coming?
No, the Rosedown Rockers are going to be back. They were there last year. Of course, the Old Man Band they're regular. He's going to be there, Mr. Kenny and them.
Are we having it at the fairgrounds?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
And Paisley is doing the national anthem at the opening ceremony for the senior Citizens Day.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Remember Leanne Grimes?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
The gospel stage, I can't remember who all's on it, but there's
I know Sign Still Delivered will be
Sign
there. I
Still
remember
Delivered
that
is on
lineup.
there. Johnson Temple is on there, and I can't remember everybody else, but it's a pretty decent lineup.
Yeah, all that's coming up in May. So
First weekend of May is Mayfest.
I noticed they were working on the handicap parking lot, which is going to be bigger.
They're building a new stage right there by the front gate.
Yep.
Yep. So big changes coming. Regardless.
What do you mean
of
a new
what-
stage by the front gate?
So where they've been setting up, where Jim's been playing music every day during the fair, they're building a stage right there now
For the
DJs or whoever they want to
Yeah.
have.
Okay,
This is going to be more toward
but
the
the
fair.
concert will still be in the back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So big changes coming. Regardless of what the internet haters say, we
That's right.
always do adapt and overcome. So
I'm just waiting for my next day off.
you're just. What is our next day off? Easter.
Good Friday.
Yeah, we're off for Good Friday. So we'll have a 3-day weekend then. Yeah. She's like, yeah, must be nice. I'm a nurse. Never heard
Holidays
of
don't
it.
apply to me. That's just another shift at work.
Do you get like overtime or double time for it?
They
You get an
like
incentive?
a holiday pay.
Okay,
They'll
okay.
give us 8 hours.
So
of
I'll
holiday
be
pay.
I'll be Jessica now. That's what you signed up for.
Oh my God. I said that one time. I got the silent
Yeah, you only
treatment
said it one time.
for 3 days for saying that. 3 days. I got
No,
the
I
silent
just extended
treatment.
it for 5 years.
To be fair, I do not complain about working the holidays or anything though, because I do know that's what I signed up for. We don't do
That's exactly right.
off days.
That's what I said.
There are no like.
I just don't want to be told it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I'm
didn't
aware.
know
I already
you were
know.
so overly sensitive about it.
Huh?
Well, I thought you were Gen X. I thought you didn't have any feelings.
Don't
Apparently
say
you
it
do.
again because I said so.
Yeah.
Because he said so.
You're gonna give me something to cry about?
No.
All right. All that being said, please don't cancel us. I feel like we had a really good open conversation today.
I think so.
And we will be back next week with another episode of Locally Hated.
Bye.
Bye.